Czaplinski with the latest local news, including a fire in Weston, more on threats at Darian High School, and much more. Frank Granito has a look at the forecast and a Nutmeg Sports update, and we'll also take a look back on this day in history. But first, the Weston Volunteer Fire Department, assisted by mutual aid from neighboring towns, combated a house fire Friday night on White Birch Road in Weston. The Communications Center received a number of calls from residents just around 8 o'clock, reporting a house fire at 8 White Birch Road. When firefighters arrived on the scene, there was a heavy amount of fire in the back of the house. It was fully engulfed, according to Deputy Fire Chief Terry Blake. There were no occupants in the home at the time of the fire, and there was substantial damage done to the home. With mutual aid and water supplied by Wilton and Georgetown fire departments, firefighters were able to contain that fire quickly. About 30 firefighters in total responded to that call. Neighbor Woody Bliss, who is also a member of the Weston Police Commission, said he heard an explosion around 9 coming from the house. He said flames were shooting up as high as the treetops. According to the assessor's cards, the owner of that property is Juan Perez Camacho. You can check for updates on that story at thewestonforum.com. And Shelton police arrested a Waterbury man for allegedly attempting to carjack a woman in the downtown area. The arrest stems from an incident where a woman called Shelton police claiming that a man attempted to carjack her while she was parked in front of Family Dental, located at 169 Center Street in downtown Shelton. The woman who called police said a man later identified as Gerardo Retamar opened her car door and attempted to get in and grab her keys. The victim screamed, causing a Family Dental employee to approach the vehicle as well, which made Retamar, 37 years old, flee the scene. The woman described the suspect as a man wearing a tank top, sweatpants, and no shoes to police, which led to Retamar's arrest by an undercover officer in the area just minutes later. While at the Shelton Police Department, Retamar gave officers a false name, but his true identity was discovered after he was fingerprinted. And Darian School Superintendent Dan Brenner says rumors about a gun being at Darian High School on Friday when the school was placed into lockdown due to a threat are completely false. Brenner said Friday it's been an unsettling couple of days at Darian High School as a result of 2 unfounded threatening messages that were reported to the administration. On Wednesday, several students reported they heard there was a written message in a bathroom that said, "Do not come to school on 3/23. The police who were at the high school investigated and assured school officials that the school was safe. Following the school's internal protocol, they emailed parents about that incident. However, on Friday afternoon, a student reported that a statement was written on a bathroom wall reading, "Gonna shoot the school, per 6B ready." DHS administration identified the bathroom with the writing on the wall, and following protocol, the school was locked down. Police immediately responded, and the school remained in lockdown for 22 minutes until police said that the school was safe and they could return to a typical school schedule. Now, Brenner said there was a rumor that a gun was present at the school Friday, and that is absolutely false. He said, unfortunately, research suggests that the school communication, home, and the press may prompt some copycat behaviors. While this appears to be the case Friday, Brenner said they will always take each case seriously and act accordingly. They are continuing an investigation into those incidents, but you can get more on that story at DarianTimes.com. And in other news, 3 males were shot Sunday afternoon on Trumbull Avenue in Bridgeport after a dispute over a stolen dirt bike erupted in gunfire. The Connecticut Post reports that one of the victims was shot in the foot and 2 others were shot in the abdomen, according to Police Chief Captain Brian Fitzgerald. The victims were transported to St. Vincent's Medical Center and Bridgeport Hospital by private cars. According to scanner reports, a group of about 11 people was gathered in the 600 block of Trumbull Avenue around 3:30 p.m. when the shootings occurred. Various friends and family members began showing up at hospitals, and one scanner report indicated a victim was dropped off in a car that then sped away from the hospital. Police responded after learning gunshot victims had been brought to hospitals, according to that report. And emergency crews in Plainville are searching for a missing hiker. The hiker was last seen in New Britain around noon on Saturday. WTNH reports that crews were expected to be back out this morning. They're not only looking for where Arthur Williams went, but what happened to him. Williams of Plainville is an experienced hiker. Police say he left at noon on Saturday, and around 11 at night Saturday, the Williams family called police saying he never made it home. He was last seen walking west on North Mountain Road in New Britain near Pinnacle Mountain. They say at the time he was wearing jeans, a camouflage army-style jacket, a black backpack, and using walking sticks. And the State Department of Transportation will begin work on the Pequannock River Trail in Trumbull from Route 127 to Quarry Road starting next month. That project consists of constructing a multi-use pedestrian trail connecting Twin Brooks Park to an existing trail on Quarry Road. Work is scheduled to include the rehabilitation of a historic railroad bridge that runs over the Merritt Parkway, constructing culvert tunnels under 2 exit and entrance ramps of Route 15 and Route 25, as well as sidewalks, associated lighting, and landscaping. The DOT expects to complete the project by December 1st. There will be limited weekend closures on the exit 49 off-ramp of Route 15 and exit 8 of Route 25. Those closures will be announced at a later date. Traffic control personnel and signing patterns will also be used to guide motorists through those work zones. But you can get a lot more on that story at TrumbleTimes.com. And Captain John Lynch, a 31-year veteran of the Wilton Police Department and a resident of town for 17 years, will be sworn in as the new Chief of Police on Monday, April 3rd. The ceremony is set for 4:30 p.m. at the Wilton Library, and the community is invited. Lynch will take over April 3rd following the retirement of Chief Robert Crosby. Crosby, who has served as chief since 2015, announced his plans to retire back in January. Lynch has been with the Wilton Department since September 1985 and was promoted to captain on December 1st, 2009. But let's switch gears now, throw it over to Frank Granito. Frank, it seems like April showers came a little early.
I know, not the best conditions outside right now, Kate, as we're staring down periods of rain throughout the afternoon. A little warmer out and mild with temperatures reaching up into the mid-50s around the county. We should see showers turn into drizzle by this evening and then start to dissipate before tonight. Cloudy skies overnight with a low of 40 and some areas of late night fog moving in that will carry to Tuesday morning. Foggy early on tomorrow morning as the overnight cover hangs around through the late morning. Then cloudy out for early parts of the afternoon with temperatures in the low to mid 50s again before scattered showers tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. We'll see 1 or 2 more showers overnight before skies start to clear up for Wednesday morning. Wednesday brings a little light to this week's forecast with mostly sunny skies and an expected high of 58 degrees. It's a little windier out in the midweek with gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour, and temperatures will then cool off into the mid-30s overnight along with clear skies. We should see some more sunshine on Thursday, Kate, but it looks like it could be a wet weekend around Fairfield County with more rain coming on the way to end the week. That's going to do it for this for this sports report.
You will be giving us a sports report later.
Yeah. That's going to do it for the weather. Back over to Kate.
You'll also be giving us a look back on this day in history.
I'm all over the place here.
I know, there's a lot going on today.
There we go.
Well, we are going to take a break, come back with a look back on this day in history, Nutmeg Sports Update, and some more local news after this.
When it comes to considering the outside of your home, just imagine the possibilities. Whether your dream is a stunning free-form pool or a tranquil, secluded garden, the team of professionals at Stonebridge Associates will make it a reality. We offer unparalleled landscape design and construction, masonry development, pools, spas, and water features, as well as landscape and garden maintenance. No other firm can offer the same level of creativity, quality, and personal attention. Discover the possibilities at stonebridgeassociates.net or call 203-544-8376 today.
At the Milford Bank, we offer an extensive selection of lending products and services to meet virtually any need. Submit your application online in our Mortgage Web Center. Start to finish, you can apply for a loan in as little as 10 minutes, Our knowledgeable and helpful staff are available to meet with you at your convenience. To learn more about what we can do for you, stop by one of our Milford Bank offices or visit us at milfordbank.com. The Milford Bank, always there. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
UK Gourmet is the largest specialty grocer in the area, featuring food from England, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Over 80 teas to choose from and a brilliant assortment of biscuits to go with them. Over 70 cheeses from grass-fed cows, which makes a smashing difference in taste. The creamiest chocolate you'll ever taste using no artificial colors or preservatives. So say hooray for UK Gourmet, 78 Stony Hill Road in Bethel, or visit ukgourmet.us.
We told Dad he could have his office back if he sold 150 cars last month.
Deal's a deal.
Well, Dad, you did it. You get your office back.
Forget it. I'm having too much fun down here. My new goal, 160 cars.
Wow.
Folks, if you ever wanted a great price on a new Nissan, now is the time.
Right now, lease a 2017 Altima 2.5S for only $99 a month.
Isn't it time you got Millerized?
Welcome back to this March 27th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. Donald Lang can't be here in person, but we still have a look back on this day in history provided by him and delivered by our own Frank Granito.
Thank you, Kate, and thank you, Don. And we will start in 1886, where Apache warrior Geronimo surrenders to the U.S. Army, ending the main phase of the Apache Wars, though sporadic hostilities would continue until at least 1924. The U.S. Army had deployed 5,000 troops, 600 Native Scouts, and several thousand militia to subdue Geronimo and his band of 24 warriors. Though paroled in 1894, Geronimo would technically remain a prisoner of war until his death in 1909. To 1912 we go, where First Lady Helen Taft and the wife of the Japanese ambassador plant 2 cherry trees next to the Jefferson Memorial. More than 3,000 more would also be planted along the Potomac River Basin in East Potomac Park and on the White House grounds. The gifts from the Japanese government would become popular with tourists during their annual bloom, and by the 1930s, the city was holding an annual Cherry Blossom Festival, which now draws 1.5 million tourists to Washington, D.C. each year. 1939, and the University of Oregon Webfoots defeat the Ohio State University 46-33 to win the first ever NCAA men's basketball tournament. 8 teams participated in that first tournament, and since winning that first year in 1939, Oregon has gone without a Final Four appearance until this season when they clinched one this past weekend. And finally, we go to 1973. Marlon Brando declines the Academy Award for Best Actor for his career-reviving performance in The Godfather in protest of Hollywood's portrayal of Native Americans in film.
The winner is Marlon Brando in The Godfather.
Accepting the award for Marlon Brando in The Godfather, Miss Shasheen Littlefeather.
Hello, my name is Shasheen Littlefeather. I'm Apache, and I'm president of the National Native American Affirmative Image Committee. I'm representing Marlon Brando this evening, and he has asked me to tell you in a very long speech, which I cannot share with you presently because of time, but I will be glad to share with the press afterwards, that he very regretfully cannot accept this very generous award.
Brando wrote, "The motion picture community has been as responsible as any for degrading the Indian and making a mockery of his character, describing him as a savage, hostile, and evil." That is going to do it for this look back in history. I'm Frank Granito, and let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, Frank, now you're also going to give us a Nutmeg
That's right.
Sports update. So what's going on in local sports?
Right back at it. Not going on much going on right now, Kate, but we do want to mention, of course, Charlie Capoballo of the Fairfield Co-op hockey team is battling non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He has a long and difficult course of treatment in front of him, but we are announcing there will be a fundraiser involving several Fairfield County schools taking place at the Wonderland of Ice on April 29th. There will be a donated fee to participate, and an entrance fee for spectators will be charged, all proceeds going to help Charlie and his family. The goal is to have at least 15 skaters from 4 to 5 high school teams. This is an opportunity to give back to a fellow hockey player who is in need of support. The full details of the event are still being finalized, but we'll keep you posted as they continue to develop. And of course, Kate, we were postponed for today, but the HAN Network Spring Sports Tour will start officially tomorrow. We'll be at Danbury in the morning and at Ridgefield in the afternoon. We'll see St. Joe's and Trumbull on Wednesday, Norwalk and Darian on Thursday, and we'll round out the week with Trinity Catholic and Stanford on Friday. And of course, we'll have 5 more days of stops for you next week, as well as we've got a busy 2 weeks coming up here on the HAN Network.
It's going to be a busy tour. It's always a blast, though, so can't wait. Make sure to follow the action on Twitter and on our Snapchat. But in other local news, New Canaan's Town Council unanimously voted against spending $550,000 to repair and renovate Vine Cottage. Vine Cottage is an older wood frame building next to Town Hall, immediately to the north on Main Street. It houses 5 employees of New Canaan's Health and Human Services Department. The project turndown came at a regular meeting of the council on March 22nd in the middle of a budgeting season when there were originally $20 million in requested capital projects. There are some large capital projects on the horizon as well, and ever since the New Canaan Town Council received a questionable evaluation of the condition of the former Outback Teen Center building last summer, which was later challenged and largely refuted, the committee members have been getting more involved in examining the construction details and costs of various building projects that have come up to the Town Council for approval. But there's a lot more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. And Reading has 68 residents who earn $1,000 property tax abatements as active volunteer firefighters and EMTs last year. In addition to this, First Selectman Julia Pemberton is proposing a pilot program for new incentives to retain and recruit volunteers earning abatements. The possible incentives include a free annual pass for individuals or 50% off for families to Topstone Park and a free pass to the transfer and recycling station. Incentives for firefighters and EMS would also include a 10% discount of all parks and recreation programs, including extended day and camp. More on that story at thereadingpilot.com. And HAN Network's editorial cartoonist Doug Smith will exhibit his original artwork at the Edith Wheeler Memorial Library in Monroe in the Ehlers Meeting Room for the entire month of April. His weekly cartoons appear in HAN Network's newspapers. A Stratford resident, Smith has been drawing professionally since 1984. He also appears Wednesdays on HAN's CT Pulse show. He's a 4-time recipient of the New England Newspaper and Press Association Award for Editorial Cartooning and a 2-time winner of the Connecticut Society of Professional Journalists Editorial Cartoonist Award. So definitely check that out. Well, we're going to step out for a break, and when we come back, we're going to recap some of the top stories we're following on your coffee break after this.
On time, done right, safe and reliable. MrHandymanCT.com.
Let our satisfied customers tell it.
I have called Mr. Handyman for every reason, every occasion, every broken item, every leak. They have bailed me out on many occasions, and I would recommend them to anyone.
For any project, large or small.
MrHandymanCT.com.
Want a new experience in car buying? Skep Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, skepchryslerjeep.com or skepdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now during the spring clearance event and Ram Truck Month, now through March 31st.
Have a sports injury or slip and fall that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist fast, without an appointment. Basketball, hockey, skiing, whatever the sports injury is, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday, now in 2 locations. The iPark Building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk and 36 Old Kings Highway South in Darien. Or go to coastalorthoexpress.com, like them on Facebook.
While there's still a bite out on the water, most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darian, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Wild Birds Unlimited.
At Wild Birds Unlimited of Brookfield, get expert advice from our certified bird feeding specialists. We offer always fresh, clean seed that will be sure to attract birds to your home feeder. Experience our excellent customer service. Open 7 days a week. Visit us at 317 Federal Road, Brookfield.
Wild Birds Unlimited. We bring people and nature together.
It's the InSports Athletic Functional Movement Assessment Program.
A program that uses a camera, the same camera that you use with an Xbox video game.
What it involves is 3 phases. One is the initial test, which will give you a very objective and lengthy assessment of how you are moving and where there may be imbalances.
Once test gets the results from the assessment, we'll develop a customized program for the individual.
The objective really to try to get as many young athletes through this program as possible.
Welcome back to this Monday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top stories we're following today. The Weston Volunteer Fire Department, assisted by mutual aid from other towns, combated a house fire Friday night on White Birch Road in Weston. The Weston's Communication Center received a call about the fire around 8 o'clock, and that was located at 8 White Birch Road. When firefighters arrived on the scene, there was a heavy amount of fire in the back of the house, and it was fully engulfed, according to Deputy Fire Chief Terry Blake. There were no occupants in the home at the time of the fire, but there was substantial damage done to the home. With mutual aid and water supported by Wilton and Georgetown fire departments, firefighters were able to contain the fire quickly. About 30 firefighters in total responded to that call. Neighbor Woody Bliss, who's also a member of the Weston Police Commission, said he heard an explosion around 9 coming from the house. He said flames were shooting up as high as the treetops. According to the assessor's cards, the owner of that property is Juan Perez Camacho. You can get updates on that story at thewestonforum.com. And Shelton police arrested a Waterbury man for allegedly attempting to carjack a woman in the downtown area. The arrest stems from an incident where a woman called police claiming that a man attempted to carjack her while she was parked in front of Family Dental on Center Street in downtown Shelton. The woman who called police said a man later identified as Gerardo Redemar opened her car door and attempted to get in and grab her keys. The victim screamed, causing a Family Dental employee to approach the vehicle as well, which made 37-year-old Redemar flee the scene. The woman described the suspect to police, and detectives were able to locate him in the area just minutes later. While at the Shelton Police Department, Redemar gave officers a false name, but his true identity was discovered after he was fingerprinted. And Darian School Superintendent Dan Brenner says rumors about a gun being at Darian High School on Friday when the school was placed into lockdown due to a threat are completely false. Brenner said Friday it's been an unsettling couple of days at Darian High School as a result of 2 unfounded threatening messages that were reported to the administration. Last Wednesday, several students reported they heard there was a written message in a bathroom that said, "Do not come to school on 3/23. The police who were at the high school investigated and assured officials that the school was safe. And following the school's internal protocol, they emailed parents about that incident. However, on Friday afternoon, a student reported that a statement was written on a bathroom wall reading, gonna shoot the school, period 6. Be ready. Administration identified the bathroom with that writing and followed protocol, putting the school into lockdown. Police immediately responded, and the school remained in lockdown for 22 minutes until police said that the school was safe and they could return to a typical schedule. Brenner said there was a rumor that a gun was present, and that is absolutely false. He said, unfortunately, research suggests that the school's communication home and the press coverage may prompt copycat behaviors. While that appears to be the case on Friday, Brenner said they will always take each case seriously and act accordingly. They are continuing to investigate both of those incidents, and you can get more at DarianTimes.com. And 3 males were shot Sunday afternoon on Trumbull Avenue in Bridgeport after a dispute over a stolen dirt bike erupted in gunfire. The Connecticut Post reports one of the victims was shot in the foot and 2 others were shot in the abdomen. The victims were transported to St. Vincent's Medical Center and Bridgeport Hospital by private cars. According to scanner reports, a group of about 11 people were gathered in the 600 block of Trumbull Avenue when the 3:30 p.m. shootings occurred. Various friends and family members began showing up at the hospitals, and one scanner report indicated a victim was dropped off in a car that then sped away. Police responded after learning the gunshot victims had been brought to area hospitals. And emergency crews in Plainville are searching for a missing hiker. The hiker was last seen in New Britain around noon on Saturday. WTNH reports that crews were expected to be back out there this morning. They're not only looking for where Arthur Williams went, but what happened to him. Williams of Plainville is an experienced hiker. Police say he left at noon on Saturday, and around 11 that night, the family called police saying he never made it home. He was last seen walking west on North Mountain Road in New Britain near Pinnacle Mountain. They say at the time he was wearing jeans, a camouflage army-style jacket, a black backpack, and using walking sticks. Let's switch gears now, throw it over to Frank Granito for one final look at the forecast. Frank.
Again, Kate, we are staring down periods of rain throughout this afternoon. A little warmer out with temperatures in the mid-50s. We should see showers turn into drizzle by this evening and then start to dissipate before tonight. Cloudy overnight with a low of 40 and some late night fog moving in. Foggy early tomorrow morning, and that, along with cloudiness for early parts of the afternoon. We'll see temperatures in the low to mid-50s again before scattered showers starting tomorrow evening. 1 or 2 more showers overnight before skies start to clear up before Wednesday morning. Wednesday bring a little light to this week's forecast, mostly sunny skies, an expected high of 58 degrees. A little windier out with gusts between 15 to 20 miles per hour, and it'll cool down overnight. Temperatures in the 30s with clear skies. We should see some more sunshine Thursday, but there could be rain on the way for this weekend. That's going to do it for the weather. Let's send it back over to Kate.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. Well, there will be no coffee break tomorrow. We will be out on the road for our spring FCAC tour, but we will be bringing you some local news updates throughout the day. And of course, you can follow all the tour action on Snapchat at HAN.network and on our Twitter, HAN Network CT. We're going to wrap things up here. Nutmeg Sports coming up at 2 o'clock, and we'll see you on our